Explorers. Today we are going to make bubbles. Okay, first what you're going to need is some dish soap. I'm going to use this, but you can use any dish soap that you have at home. You need water. And now you can either use glycerin or corn syrup, and I'll tell you the amounts that you need for whichever one you choose. You also need a straw of some sort or a bubble one, and you will need a container to store your bubble solution in. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so first what you're going to want to do is measure 300 milliliters of water and pour that into your container. Next, you're going to want to measure out 50 milliliters of your soap. Go. And then very carefully pour that into your water. You don't want to make too many bubbles here when you're pouring it or when you're mixing it in. And carefully just mix it up. Next, we're going to add the glycerin or the corn syrup, whichever one you are going to be using. The reason why we're adding these items is because the soap mixture on the outside of a bubble is actually made of 3 very thin layers. It goes soap, water, and then another layer of soap. And this kind of creates like a sandwich on the outside of the bubble called a soap film. A bubble pops when the water that is trapped between the layer of soap evaporates. So the glycerin or the corn syrup mixture helps make that soap thicker, and the thicker skin keeps the water from evaporating as quickly. So your bubbles will be stronger and last longer and can even grow bigger. So for the glycerin, we are going to be adding 3 milliliters of glycerin. If you are using your corn syrup, you will add 12 milliliters. So carefully measure it out. Okay, and I'm going to just carefully mix that in. We're outside and we're going to test our bubble mixture. I have mine right here. I'm going to take my straw and dip it in, carefully pull it out, and I'm going to blow really slow. It worked! Now, if you are using a straw, make sure you blow and not suck it, because I don't think this is going to taste very good. So what are bubbles? Bubbles are pockets of soap and water that are filled with air. When soap and water are mixed together and air is blown into the mixture, the soap forms a thin skin or wall and traps the air, creating a bubble. So how does the soap help make bubbles out of water? Soap makes the surface tension of water weaker than normal. It also forms a very thin skin that is more flexible than water. When air gets trapped under the surface of the mixture of soap and water, The flexible skin stretches into a sphere shape, round like a ball, making a bubble. You can see the flexible skin that forms a bubble by dipping a bubble wand or your straw into some bubble solution. When you pull it out, the hole will be filled with a stretchable skin of liquid. If you blow gently on the skin, you'll blow a bubble. Since bubbles are made from soap and water, they can only last as long as the water inside that thin layer lasts. In dry air, water evaporates. It is soaked up by the dry air around the bubble, and the skin of the bubble gets thinner and thinner until it finally pops. Evaporation isn't the only thing that pops bubbles. Anything dry can pop them. So that's why when you try to catch a bubble with your hand, it pops. If you get your hands nice and soapy and wet, you'll be able to catch a bubble because the water won't be able to evaporate when it touches your skin. I also recommend if you leave this for 24 hours, your bubbles will become even stronger. Hope you all have a great time making bubbles at home. Bye!